Alright guys, I hope you are ready for another amazing giveaway. Razor Claw 2, beautiful one right here, and the new Iron Samurai 3. So, in this video, as always, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, give it a like and a comment, and we will be giving one lucky winner both of these discs. Thanks for the support. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. I'm really excited to finally film this course, Lenoir City Disc Golf Course in Lenoir City, Tennessee. This is going to be the putting area and just kind of a little panorama view, but this is actually the course that I designed and built, had help from quite a few people. Shout out to those if you know who you are. But here we go, hole one, going over the water. There's actually a ginormous turtle that's in this water. Local legend has it, but fun water carry shot that you do right off the bat. Got to hit this gap, just pretty wide gap. I mean, it's so close, but it just kind of plays in your head. Now, if you can't throw super far, all the water carry shots have a bell out area. So I mean, if you just look right across the water, you can throw a hyzer to there, then kind of just lay up. But I believe it's about 337. Water carry is about 280. So fairly easy water carry. But we're going to be doing the longs first and then the short second, just to kind of make the video make a little bit more sense. The 18, the way that it plays is it'll alternate short, long, short, long. But here we are, hole 2, 504. This is probably one of my favorite holes on the course. You have a huge hyzer shot to this landing zone, and then you're going to have an open up shot. Or once again, the bailout area is kind of going over there to the left where the trees are. So throwing my fission photon, been loving this driver. And from here, I had a skip into the road, which is OB. So that's kind of why I love this course. Makes it a little bit challenging as well. And you're just going to kind of see two different plays here. So Charles was going more so with that safer play, but you just got to make sure that you can get up into those trees. Sometimes it'll kick you down near the rocks. So from here, just kind of playing from where it went out of bounds and ended up hitting the pole on this shot. So saving a par, definitely happy with that. But as you can tell, it's a lot more open if you go that huge hyzer route. A lot less trees to deal with.
Run into them guys. A lot of them probably, are traveling the same way you are.
And it was only like a mile away. All right, so moving on, hole number 3, 742. It's actually a tad bit longer than that. We ended up moving the basket back. Originally, it was supposed to be on a rock here that you'll see in a second. Pretty big rock coming into view now, but we pushed it further back into the trees. I just really liked that gap. So from here, once again, just throwing a huge hyzer. Volleyball court is OB, but you do have a big landing zone. If you can get past the volleyball court or land on the flat part there, you'll have great footing and a really good chance for birdie. If you land before it, it's going to be pretty challenging. Or if you land really close to the volleyball court, it's kind of uphill, so your footing's a little weird. So you just got to make sure that you throw a good shot. I've had one birdie on this hole. It's pretty close to 800 feet. And just the playing along the Tennessee River here, just absolutely love this hole as well. Probably one of the most scenic holes that you'll play in this area. So just a failed attempt there for a birdie, but see what Charles can do here. So me and Charles played a lot in the morning, so definitely when we went to visit Tennessee to do some stuff, it was great to see him. We played just about every single morning. But here we go, hole 4, par 4, 473. This is actually going to be probably the easier of the par 4s. I've actually seen someone successfully throw a roller, and the way that hill slopes at the very end benefits a roller. so it'll kind of funnel you down. But the main play, because road is OB, you can try to throw a huge hyzer over those, or an anhyzer over the trees if you're right-handed. But you want to end up going a little bit further than where Charles is landing here, just because you're going to be a little cut off from looking at the basket and judging the distance. So if you can get past that corner there, even a little bit further than I was, you don't have to deal with the trees. We were close to the trees, so it wasn't that difficult. But if you're a little further back in the field, it does become harder. And then once you get towards the basket, all this brush is around it as well. Just coming out of winter, it's not that grown up right now. It does get a little bit thicker than this, so we were lucky on that. Or I was, at least, because he didn't end up in the brush I did. So here we go, hole 5, 289. I've actually seen on video someone ace this one before. It's a pretty straight shot through the trees. I'm going to walk left here to avoid the water. But you're looking right at the basket. Just a beautiful shot here through the trees. I absolutely love this one. And once again, you had these two trees just kind of mess with you. And didn't get Charles's drive here. Forgot to push record. That was totally my fault. But both of us will most likely, or here's my birdie putt, but I know that end up coming a little short on this one. We'll both be taking a par. Hitting the pole once again. So moving on, par 3, 332, hole 6. This is a very unique shot. You start elevated, going downhill, then back uphill, have the trees. And on this one, a great play is to skip on that hill and then have your disc skip up. There is a hyzer shot to the right of those trees. That one's a little bit trickier. It can be done. I've accidentally done it before. Definitely was not on purpose, but it is there. So you have either of those plays. Just coming up short on that one. Both of us there look like we're just going to be taking pars on this one. For the longest time, I just could not get a birdie on that hole. But here we go, hole 7, 390. This is going to be probably the hardest one to get a birdie on. So once again, I'm going to be zooming in. That tree actually just recently fell on a storm that they had. That bridge right there is where you want to cross. And so after you go across, it's going to be kind of a dog leg right. So you want to make sure that you get plenty of distance into the opening there, and then have your disc obviously fade to the right. Because if you go in early, you're going to have to deal with all the trees, and you'll kind of see that here in a second. Both of ours went in a little early. That tree that's down on the bridge kind of threw a wrench in things, because you actually want to come in where that tree was in the bridge and start coming in low. If you go too high, you're going to hit the treetops. But this is what I'm talking about. You get cut off. There is a huge path to the left, just about where I was. So able to save a par here. All right, hole 8. This is going to be almost 300 feet, but probably the hardest line that you're going to have to deal with on this course. So I've always thrown like a crave here on sidearm. I just like to look at the basket, something that'll flip up. That was not the path that you wanted to hit. You want to follow the trail on this one. And I have hit the basket one time on my drive. Took a birdie, and that was the only birdie I've ever had on this one. It's just such a demanding shot, and with the water on the left there, all the trees on the right, it's just a tough line. And that shot that I did, I was so happy with it, but as I was picking up my disc, Charles told me that it was still rolling, so was not happy about that. And I'm glad the water was down, or else that disc would be in the water right now. So going to be taking a bogey, and that comeback putt right there too for Charles can always be challenging, just because you're looking at the water and it is playing on the hill. So here we are, 390 downhill. All the trees on the right, it really drops off pretty hard right there on the hillside. You have tennis courts, There is a Mando on this one, just so you don't ever go over the tennis courts. But I wanted to try, I normally always throw backhand here. I just wanted to try something different with a sidearm, and I should have just went backhand, but I was just mixing it up today. Just came up a little short. So, going to be taking a par. And the hard thing about this basket placement when I was designing it, I wanted to put it close to the edge just because, and I've seen it done, those rollaways, never any fun. But here we go. We're going to be doing the shorts now, 258 par 3. This is going to be the hardest hole for the shorts just because the tree gap and then having to deal with the water right there. So, you know, the complaints that I get from people is this hole right here, starting off for beginners. But, you know, you can always move further down. You don't have to play right there, or just skip the hole in general. But it is a very unique hole, and I definitely love this one as well. Anytime you can throw a water carry in there, it's always my favorite. And we ended up getting 6 different water carries, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, the way that this course plays is it goes, if you're doing the 18, you start 1 short and then go 2 long, 3 short. We could have put 18 in here, but it was actually just more beneficial to do 9 just so it wasn't so cramped. And that's why we did these shorts and longs. But here we go, par 3, 217. This right here has 3 different lines. I'm going to be throwing the forehand line. You can play right down the middle gap, and you're looking directly at the basket. That'd kind of be like an ace run. Or you have the hyzer line to the right side there. So have 3 different lines. I love holes that give you multiple options. That's always my favorite. So Charles came up a little short on this one and caught the branches there. You have enough room, you just can't air it out, or else you will catch the branches. So moving on, par 4, 455. So they're just gonna the course, the shorts and longs play so different on every single hole except this one right here. Obviously the longs are further back, but you're going to be following the same line. Every other single hole here is totally different, so you do get a unique play when you do shorts and longs. A lot of times at different courses, the shorts are the same exact lines, but this one, totally different. So it's very, very unique. Definitely play both of them if you guys ever get a chance. But like I said, this is really the only one that is the same. And this layup shot, I don't know what happened. It was just so far off on that one. And ruined my birdie. So, Charles here, his birdie putt. He doesn't even need any change, really. So here we go. This is probably another one of my favorite ones to throw. 149 is just a huge horseshoe. I love the roller play like I was talking about earlier on the long, because this just funnels you down. You can throw a huge spike sidearm. Left-handed players, just a huge spike hyzer. And where Charles landed, that's actually ideal. And it'll just funnel you down there perfectly.
That's curling up really nice.
So I was a little long, and I was in the briars right there, and it caught on my sleeve. Charles here for his birdie, and bouncing out. We all know that feeling. So both of us taking a par on probably the easiest hole. But here we go, par 3, 194, double Mando. I absolutely love the Mando signs here. This is the way Mando signs, Star Wars theme to the Mandalorian. But once again, totally different play, different feel. You can throw a huge turnover shot and go up high. There's plenty of room for that. Putter shots, I've seen a lot of different unique shots here on this one, so you have a lot of different plays. But it is going to funnel a little to the right, though. And another birdie attempt here, and just could not make it. So saving par.
Fancy with it.
All right, so hole 6. This one is actually going to have 2 different plays as well. You kind of have this sidearm line to the left here, or you have a hyzer line with a little bit tighter gap. But that was definitely, Charles was a little off the line there. There is actually a roller play as well, which is very unique. You just got to make sure that you hit it. It's kind of following that sidearm line, but it will curve, and if you can get it right with an overstable disc, it's a fun one to throw. All right, so hole 7, 216. This one's actually going to be across the bridge, so you're not throwing over the water. But right here you have a hyzer line going through the trees. That'll, if you throw it perfect, you will land right next to the basket. Or you have a sidearm line. A little bit harder on that sidearm line. I feel like the hyzer line's a little bit more open. But either way, just throwing that elevated basket on the hill. So that was my tee shot. Like I said, if you can hit that line, it's definitely worth it. So hole 8, 164. This one's going to be off to the left, actually kind of where a little bit further back than, or where hole 7's short is, just a little bit pushed up from it. And this is going to be more so of just a hyzer following the trail. And Charles got so lucky there not landing in the water. But it is a very hard hyzer to throw sometimes. Yeah, so here we go, hole 9. This one right here has 2 lines. You have the gap to the left of the trees if you feel comfortable throwing sidearm, or left-handed player just feels comfortable throwing backhand, or you go right, the much bigger gap. That's going to be the obvious route. And then, like I said, there is a Mando, so you can't play around the tennis courts. So just, keeping those people safe. But from there, Charles this is his come apart hole, I believe. I think he takes a double on this one, if I remember correctly. And this was still early on. We just made the first loop. And this is my birdie putt. So able to cash that one in. So overall, 4 under, 6 over. Love this course. Hope you guys get a chance to check it out. All right, guys, so just finished up here playing 18, the alternates at Lenoir City. I absolutely love this course. This is, like I said in the video, this was my first public course that I designed. You play over water, you play in the trees, you got a few open shots, definitely technical. It's a really, really great practice course. You can come here, play the shorts. If you're a beginner, you can play the longs. If you're a little bit more advanced, got some distance, some hard par 4s there. But definitely, like I said, ton of fun, great mixture. I hope you guys get a chance to check it out. Put a lot of work into this course. But other than that, guys, thank you so much as always. Take care.